Good evening and welcome to another edition of Kevin Talks Tech Live. It is November 2nd. It is 10 o'clock Central here in downtown Minneapolis as we kick off this very new episode of Kevin Talks Tech Live. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kevin Hurd. It's great to see you again back here for week 2 of the new live show that we are doing. So we started this last week. I had this idea recently, with the help of some other folks as well, that perhaps maybe taking on a happy hour feel to Kevin Talks Tech Live would give it kind of a different energy at night. And so I have poured myself a nice glass of non-alcoholic pink lemonade, which I enjoy very much, no matter what the temperature is. And it's just a time for us to talk tech, a time for you to put your questions into the box, to ask me things as we go, and for me to tackle a particular topic each time we do meet. So the big elephant in the room, of course, is the fact that we have an election coming up tomorrow, a long-awaited election. So you would think on a night like this, I want to talk a little bit about the election, but actually I'm going to change things up. We're not going to talk the election tonight. You'll be getting enough of that here in the days to come, although I love to talk about politics. Let's continue to talk about tech and the fact that Best Buy has now released their Black Friday ad for this coming year. Exactly what Black Friday is going to look like this year, I'm not entirely sure yet. I think a lot of people right now are still trying to, get a handle as to what Black Friday is going to look like this year. Regardless, we do know what some of these deals are going to be, and we've already seen some of them, to be honest. Back on Amazon Prime Day, Best Buy actually had some sales of their own. Target had sales. Walmart had sales. A lot of these places got an early start on things. But Best Buy just released their print ad a couple days ago. So today, I want to go through it, highlight a few things that have caught my attention, some things that I think you should keep an eye out for. And then we will also go through and highlight a couple other deals and, of course, get to your comments as well here today. So let's crack this baby open. Again, this is the print version of the ad that you would see in the newspaper the day before Black Friday on Thanksgiving. So right on the front page, as we kick things off here, you'll notice typically we see a television on the front, but actually a real mix here of products. We generally see at least a few TVs on here of different sizes, maybe a laptop as well, but really seems to me like some more home products this year. This kitchen mixer by KitchenAid. Normally it looks like $4.99 down to $1.99. Vacuum cleaners as well. A couple laptops. You've got the new iPad Air here. But definitely interesting that they put a few more home things on here. Of course, we are in the middle right now of a pandemic. People are staying home. I don't know a lot about kitchen gear, but this right off the top seems like a pretty good deal. $300 off this KitchenAid mixer. Honestly, that's quite surprising. I don't recall seeing a in the past at a Best Buy ad where you had like the leading product being a kitchen product. So I do think that's interesting. I've actually got a copy of the 2004 Black Friday ad that, just give you a sneak peek here, I'll pull it up in a little bit and we'll go back and see what was on sale back in 2004. But let's talk about this one. So I do like that. I think that's a great deal. As far as the TV goes, Insignia is Best Buy's brand that they make. They do make good products. I like Insignia products. This is the Fire TV edition, so it is going to come with the Amazon apps built into it as well. I think that the operating system, whether it's Fire TV, whether it's Roku, and a lot of times whether it's a standalone operating system that the smart TV is running, whether maybe that's tied in particular to Toshiba or tied back to Sony or something. A lot of those times they're pretty good. I'm a little bit biased because I personally like the Roku operating system. If this had Roku built in, I'd be especially excited about it. But having the Fire TV designation does give you access to Amazon's products in there. And then keep an eye too just on Apple products. We don't often see sales on Apple products, although we have seen them a little bit more than long ago. This is talking about saving up to $70 on different iPad models, and then also a couple $100 on MacBook Air products. Of course, those are going to vary depending on the model that you are getting. So let's go in here. So Black Friday sale, they begin, according to Best Buy here, they are doing, it looks like, something a little bit more, that's geared toward a longer chunk of time. So this says Black Friday sale begins Sunday, November 22nd. Then you've got your Thanksgiving Day sale, online only. And then you've got Cyber Deals, which kick off Saturday, November 28th. I guess this kind of makes sense here too. Stretching out Black Friday, over the course of a longer period of time probably leads to fewer amounts of people rushing into the store, which we just honestly really can't do right now. And some other ways to pick up your products as well. At Best Buy, same day delivery, ready in an hour, next day delivery. All right, so enough of that. Let's get into the actual products themselves here. A lot of different products that you'll see on the screen here right in front of us. Laptops. So several options here. When you look at this particular one, let me see if I can I zoom in here? I've always liked HP products. I'd actually always previously purchased HP products in the past until I did get a Mac computer recently. But you do just get a lot of hardware for the price point with a Windows-based computer, which I really like. This one has 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is quite a bit of RAM for a laptop by normal standards. I had a desktop I purchased a few years ago that had 12 gigabytes of RAM. And even today, 12 gigabytes of RAM is pretty standard for a desktop. So that's a pretty good amount of RAM. And again, that's your random access memory that allows you to run more programs at once. 512 gigabyte hard drive, not as big as you're going to see in some of those desktop type computers. But again, it's SSD. So solid state drive, no moving parts inside, small, sleek, thin. A little less susceptible to breaking, but again, you always do want to be careful and make sure you're backing up any hard drive. If you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, I've also been fans of the Chromebooks. I know Lenovo and HP both make good Chromebooks, and there's a couple good deals here on that. Looks like a couple $100 off. Just be mindful whenever you're looking at these Chromebooks as well. They generally don't require a lot of RAM in it, but just keep an eye on the space. So 32 gigabytes here of storage, 32 gigabytes here. Not too bad since most of what you're doing is in the cloud. But if you, did need a little bit of storage, you could certainly look at a bigger model there. Here's let me see here. Hisense television set, $249. To tell you the truth, I don't have a lot of experience with Hisense. So I can't really give a great recommendation on this particular TV. If there's somebody in the chat that has a Hisense TV, let me know. Would be more than happy to hear your thoughts about that. Let's see here. Let's page ahead because this is a pretty big ad. Some more TVs here. So this one I really liked. I love TCL TVs. This particular one, a 75-inch for $499. Regularly $799. Great deal. 75 inches too. That is a lot of real estate. Make sure you do your measuring before you get into that. And then below that here, you've got another TCL TV. If you're looking for something maybe a little bit smaller, that one is $199. 55-inch. It's still pretty big, especially for that price point too. It's not too bad. And both of these, of course, too, mind you, are 4K television sets. That's pretty much kind of the standard now these days. So you're going to get that real crisp, clear picture when you get a television set like that. One other thing I wanted to point out to you is, so these televisions right here, something kind of unique for TCL. These are smart Android TVs. So these generally with TCL, we have seen them do a lot of Roku televisions in the past. That's what I own right now. I know some other people that own the Roku ones. So I'm recommending the TCL brand too. I'm recommending the size of the TV, the picture is going to look great. But I am also coming at this without a lot of experience in the Android TV space. And I hate to say that because I always do like to give you my thoughts and my personal experience with products, but Android TV is just something that I don't know a whole lot of firsthand knowledge about. So if there's anybody, of course, here in the chat that can recommend that. If you're more interested in the Roku side of things, I just think Roku is a real solid operating system. There's a lot of different apps in it. They do make TVs that have that as well. So just make sure you're paying attention. If you're buying a TV, make sure that you're buying one that either has the Roku built in or it's got the Android TV built in. You want to check and make sure you're getting the one that you want first. So a couple deals there to look at. I love these vacuum cleaners as well. Here's a few other TVs. Some of those big name brands. TCL is a big name brand too. I mean, they've really kind of come a long way in providing that, really finding that happy balance between value and quality. So I've been really happy with TCL. Here you've got your Samsung televisions though. Obviously Samsung well known, in a lot of different fashions, even beyond electronics. Just side note, in Korea, Amazon has a lot of kind of side companies. And so they're in a little bit of everything. So obviously price points on these are going to be a little bit higher, $14.99 for a 65-inch QLED smart TV. And then prices go up to $3,000 all the way to 85-inch. You get down here into your Sonys. Again, price is also a little bit higher down here too. But again, these are all 4K televisions. And I don't believe that either of these have Roku or Android built in. Sony and Samsung have their own systems, software that they utilize for their smart TVs. So if Roku is something you really like, that's another benefit to TCL. But again, these are both quality television manufacturers. Here again, we see a few more deals. Really just kind of comes down to one, the size that you're looking for. If you're looking for something that is 75 inches, 80 inches, and it's something that you anticipate maybe you're going to keep for, maybe like, let's say the next 3-4 years, something like that. TCL is probably a good bet. If you're looking for something a little bit longer, maybe you go with something like the Samsung or one of these LG televisions. But again, I say that TCL is a quality brand. And honestly, who really these days, I shouldn't say that because there are folks that do it. Actually, I guess I'm one of them. I'm coming up on this point. But TVs, they change so much. So you're probably not going to keep your TV beyond 7 years maybe. By the time 7 years has passed, we're going to be moving probably into that 8K territory. So buy with that in mind. That's kind of why a lot of times I like to go with these televisions that aren't quite as expensive, don't have all the bells and whistles, because I know that I'll be upgrading again at some point. Okay, staying on the TV subject, couple great deals here on Roku's, the streaming stick, as well as the Roku Premiere. I actually happen to own both of these, both great devices. It really just kind of depends on the form factor that you're looking for, whether you want the stick or whether you want the more box kind of look. Something to note about these is that they both do require power. So you can't plug the Roku streaming stick into the back of the TV just using HDMI power. You do need to also plug it into the wall to be able to get power into it. If you prefer the Fire Stick or Fire operating system, again, that's made by Amazon. Very similar to Roku. It's just that software you're running your TV on. Some other great deals here that you could look at with that as well. It really just comes down to preference, what kind of operating system you're looking for. And personally, whenever I am looking at televisions, I'm either looking at a TCL type of TV that has the software built into it. But I don't go all out with the software either, because that also changes so much. If you go back on some of these Kevin Talks Tech videos that I did in the past, these Rokus, they upgrade these all the time. And so, yes, you can use the Roku built into your TV. Eventually, it may age out. But the great option is that you can go with another one of these options then and, keep your television up to date. Let's point out a few things here that I like. These Ring doorbells have become more popular. I personally don't own one. I live in an apartment, so I don't have a purpose for one. But, keep your eye out on these. Ring is now owned by Amazon. I'm pretty sure Amazon owns Ring now at this point. So you may actually be able to get a better deal on this through Amazon come Black Friday, come Cyber Monday, come all the way up until Christmas. So just keep an eye on that. This right here, Amazon Echo Show 5, great device, pretty much half off, usually 90 down to 45. Just something nice if you're looking for a screen, a color screen. It's got a built-in camera on it, and just nice to have a screen to see when you're playing music, or maybe you're playing video on it. If you're talking to somebody else through the actual device, and the speaker on it is actually quite good as well. If you are into Google, because Google does also make assistants as well, very much like this Lenovo Smart Clock up here, normally 80 down to 35, another great deal as well. So you could certainly look into that. Again, just comes down to operating system. Do you like the Amazon, kind of infrastructure, or are you more into the Google Home infrastructure? It just kind of comes down to preference. I own them both. I like them both for different reasons. At one time I was using YouTube TV, and so I was able to watch YouTube TV on my Google device, which was great. But then Amazon, I subscribe to Amazon Music, and I do orders with Amazon and such. And there are more plugins I use with Amazon's products. So in that case, the Echo Show 5 works a little bit better for those type of reasons. Let's see here. Multiple game systems on sale as well. Sony PlayStation 5. Limited quantities here, of course. You've got some deals on games as well to go with that. Going to be super honest. Games aren't exactly my forte. I'm always honest with you here, Kevin Talks Tech. So I don't have a lot of insight that I can provide you into the gaming world, unfortunately. But again, a lot of great products out there in terms of games. You may want to shop around a little bit, and you might even be able to get better deals at a specialty shop like GameStop as well. Some more laptops on sale here. Got a few different price points. Your cheaper Chromebooks, again, down here, and then more of your higher end items. I really like these HP laptops. They're very lightweight. They are, what's the word I'm looking for here? Pretty well equipped in terms of hardware. They have 8 gigabytes of RAM on this particular model. Nice 13-inch screen, not super huge. I kind of like that smaller screen just because they're a little bit more easy to tote around with you when you're going places. But if you are looking for a little more power, 16 gigabytes, that is a monster in this particular model right here. I don't have the full specs in front of me, so I don't know what kind of graphics card this is housing. My guess is it's probably not a very high-end graphics card, so just depends on your usage. I probably wouldn't consider this a gaming laptop, but if you're looking at running a lot of different programs at once and, efficiencies and such, this would be a nice laptop to be able to do that. This device up here, actually, these WD Easy Store devices. So I do own one of these. These are nice to have. Essentially what they do is they allow you to create a cloud within your house, and you're consistently being able to back stuff up to that cloud. You can retrieve files from it, when you're offsite outside of your house. It's a nice option. This one is a monster. This is a 14 terabyte, desktop hard drive, right here. So that is a lot of space. That is incredible. $189.99. Not too bad, because, you just think about a couple years ago, and I'll show you here in a little bit when I pull up that old Best Buy ad. You could maybe get a 2 terabyte drive for that price, just a few years ago. And, now we're talking 14 terabytes. That's incredible. It doesn't say exactly right here, but one thing that I do like to look at when I look at these kind of drives also is a dual backup drive. So rather than having one big hard drive inside of this kind of backup device, it houses 2 different hard drives. And when you back something up to one hard drive, it makes a copy of that item to the other hard drive on the other side. That's nice because then you've got a backup of what you're backing up. There's kind of this rule of thumb that you want to have 3 copies of your files. Typically, one of those should be located offsite as well in the cloud. This is a way where you can kind of accomplish that. You're in 2 different drives. I guess if your house was to catch on fire and your drive was to, burn up, then you'd kind of be out of luck. But, if one of those hard drives was to fail, then at least you've got another copy of that data on another hard drive. So I like I like this device when you can find one that has a dual hard drive situation in it. Let's look at a couple other devices here. We're going into monitors. So these have become a little bit cheaper as well. I love these curve monitors right here. Great for gaming, 32 inches, $329. Not too bad of a price there. Here you get a little bit more. Well, actually, this is pretty good too. So kind of, I don't want to call it a value computer, but 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte hard drive. That's going to be great for your basic computing and running some higher intensity applications. You're probably not going to be able to run like Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop very well with that, but you'll be able to certainly browse, be able to run some games on that. Have multiple programs open at one time. This has really come down in price, though. $109.99 is a pretty good price point for a 27-inch monitor. I've got a couple of those that I'm actually using right now as we speak, and they look great. And you could actually, what I like to do, and the way I've got it set up, is I actually have a dual monitor set up. So you go out, maybe you buy a couple of these monitors, and then you can buy a, what do you call it? It's essentially a stand, and you attach both monitors to the stand. So you end up with a dual monitor situation. A lot of offices have them, and they work great for a work from home type of situation as well. I like these all-in-ones down here. Great price point on these. 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes, $699. All of that hardware is right in the computer. These are nice just for space saving and such. The only thing that I don't always like about these all-in-ones is if you have some kind of problem with the monitor, everything is in that one. It's all housed in one spot. So that kind of makes things a little bit tough for your computer then. If you want to upgrade to, it makes upgrades a little bit more challenging. So as great as they are, if you're really into space saving, they're nice. But otherwise, I still kind of do recommend going for something that's a little bit separate. Keep an eye out for Apple deals as well. Looks like they are doing a couple Apple deals here. Want to keep an eye on AirPods. I do love the AirPods. I have some of the AirPods. I lost a pair of the AirPods, but keep an eye out on Amazon. Keep an eye out on Apple's website, Target, and also just keep an eye out for Best Buy in case they do any kind of flash sales on AirPods. Right now, there's a number of different retailers that are selling Apple's I think it's a second generation AirPods at a reduced rate right now. Headphones. Some great stuff here to talk about with headphones. I'll direct your attention right up here right away to the Bose Quiet Comfort 35-2 wireless noise canceling headphones. I can tell you from experience, these are great headphones. I actually just bought them about 2 weeks ago at the same price point on Amazon Prime Day. They work great. I love them, and I do recommend them. And if you want to learn more about these headphones in particular, you can go on to the Kevin Talks Tech homepage, and I've got a review about these particular headphones. Sony also makes great headphones as well. Don't overlook Sony headphones, and then also the Beats by Solo as well. I was kind of convinced for a while that the Solo headphones by Beats were a little bit more about like looks. But I do think they produce a good sound. Here's what I'll say about headphones. If you are in the market for a pair of new headphones, what I would do is I would go to Best Buy or go to any kind of store that sells headphones. I think Target does it too. Like, go in and test the headphones right now. Go in there, try them on, write down the models that you enjoy, and then come back Friday. You'll have an idea as to what you like, and then you can pounce on those deals having tried them out. And also make sure to try out the ones that you necessarily don't see in the ad, because flash sales could come up. There could be deals where they aren't being advertised right now. And so it's just good to know what you like, so that way you can jump on a deal if it does come to be. Some good deals on Google phones. I love Google phones. I'm tied to an iPhone right now. I also love the iPhone. I'm just kind of part of the Apple infrastructure. But if you are an Android user and you love Android, some nice deals here on the Google Pixel 5, especially some of those unlocked kind of devices. A few other devices here too. Samsung makes excellent phones. Their Galaxy line is fantastic. Again, all depends on your carrier here, so do your due diligence and look around. With that, cameras have kind of made a little bit of a comeback. We're still seeing some camera deals out there, in particular this one right here, the Sony ZV-1 4K HDR. This one's more of a digital video camera and great for blogging and YouTubers like myself. What I love about this one is it's got a mic input on it. It's got a hot shoe on the top, which is awesome. You can see that it connects really easily here to these mounts that you're able to carry around. So yeah, I really like this one. The only thing that kind of gets me is I'm still looking for that all-in-one point-and-shoot camera that has a mic input and that's got a long zoom on it, takes incredible video, takes great pictures. I currently have a Canon camera right now that I really like. I don't have it in front of me right now, as I'd give you the model number. Awesome zoom, great video, doesn't have the mic input though. Kind of sometimes still rubs me the wrong way, but I still really do like it. So it kind of really just depends on what you're looking for. Do you want that long zoom? Do you want the mic input? Do you want something that you can change the lenses out on? Do you want a hot shoe on top? And really, you run the gamut here. They've got at least a couple different options for you in that regard. We're seeing more home appliances come about. Anything from, food processors, air fryers here, Roombas, vacuum cleaners, blenders. Again, I think kind of goes back to that whole people staying at home. Traditionally, we've seen refrigerators, washers, dryers on sale during Black Friday at Best Buy. We're continuing to see that here again. And as more people make those home remodels during COVID-19, not surprised that we see some deals there as well. 70-inch Samsung TV. Love that. That's awesome. 4K UHD TV as well. Another one of those great deals. If you're able to snag that, that's a really good deal. I really like that a lot. Then a couple more laptops here on the back. Again, front page of the ad, back page of the ad. That's where we generally see a lot of these really nice deals. And then go down here, actually, to these pressure cookers as well. Just another home device. I have really gotten into these. They're just kind of nice when you're in a pinch, you need something fast. And so you'll see some deals here on that at Best Buy. Totally anticipate that Target will be running some deals like that. Amazon had some great deals on pressure cookers as well. Once upon a time, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, back when we had Amazon Prime Day. So some really awesome deals at Best Buy to be able to check out. I did promise you we'd check out a couple other deals as well. So let me hop back in. We'll look at a couple other deals going on at Target, and we'll do another one of these Kevin Talks Tech live videos where we look specifically at ads again, because we're going to continue to see more of these sales, all the way up to Thanksgiving. And I think these earlier deals are going to be a thing too, because again, a lot of the shopping this year is going to be online. But let's go over and let's just take a quick look at Target and see what we've got. So they've released some of their deals going on right now. They're doing Black Friday all month long with new deals each week, and they'll price match. They'll match the price if it goes lower at Target before Christmas Day. So a few other options here as well. Great deals on LG TVs. LG is, again, one of those nice premium brands. But some nice deals here on the 60-inch and 70-inch models. that they've got available. We always see printers go on sale around Black Friday. That's just a nice time to upgrade on a printer if you're in the market for one right now. The Echoes, they always go on sale too. They're on sale on Amazon. You'll see them on sale at Target, probably at Walmart. Didn't really see them at Best Buy except for the Echo Show 5. But the Echo Dot, the third generation, continues to just be a great device in terms of size. It's small. The speaker's got a real nice sound to it. I think the look is really nice too. So if you're in the market, these are just kind of nice. You pick them up, put them in different places of your house. And then if you're playing your music through Amazon or you're using Alexa, you can have Alexa cast to all of the different Echoes throughout your house, which is really kind of cool, especially if you're moving between rooms. Here's a Bose SoundLink Color wireless Bluetooth speaker. Again, great products from Bose. Bose makes, when it comes to sound, they're just kind of the name and sound. And this particular speaker, I know I've listened to in the past, produces great sound. Echo Show 8 here, a little different than that Echo Show 5 that we looked at over at Best Buy. This has that 8-inch display on it, so a little bigger and also a little bit newer as well. Photo printers, kind of unique if you're interested in something like that, printing your photos on the spot. Here's those Quiet Comfort 35 wireless headphone 2 series again here. $199 is the same price point as Best Buy. If you've got Best Buy rewards or really the Target Red Card too, that'll save you 5%. 5% off of $200 would be $10 off. So you get yourself an extra $10 off with those. Again, I have a review of those particular headphones on the Kevin Talks Tech webpage. And then a few other deals here as well. Looks like just a lot of different headphones, a lot of different speakers as well. Do your due diligence, read the reviews. When it comes to headphones as well, I always like to especially look at Amazon just because they have a lot of different brands on there. Some of them are well-known brands like Bose. And then some of them are more of those off brands that, are imported. They come from different places. They don't have the marketing dollars probably behind them. They're just selling on Amazon, but they still make a quality product. So read the reviews at the same time as well. I always tell people whenever you're reading reviews on Amazon, just be careful because a lot of times they'll send that card to you after you buy a product, not Amazon, but the seller. And they'll say, hey, if you give us a good review, we'll give you $10 off your next purchase, or we'll send you a $10 Amazon gift card. So just be careful, do your due diligence, read, the reviews very carefully, and make sure you know what you're getting at. So right now it is 11:33 ET. It is 8:33 ET. I usually like to do these for about a half hour, but hey, we're having so much fun today. I'm having fun doing this. And before we go here, I do actually want to pull this up, and I want to show you one thing before we go here today. I want to go back to 2004. I've got the Best Buy ad, the Black Friday ad that came out at that time. And I just think it's so interesting to see, where we were, where we are now. So let me bring this up for you. Here it is, 2004 Best Buy, the 6-hour special, 6 a.m. until noon. That was when Black Friday began, on Black Friday at 6 a.m. when you'd stand outside at 3 in the morning and 4 in the morning. And now, of course, especially pre-COVID, stores were opening on Thanksgiving Day. But look back at some of these deals. It's just fun to see. $140 for a portable DVD player, $18 for this Norcent DVD player, not too far from what we're seeing now in DVD player prices. Mean Girls, there's a classic. Let me page ahead here a little bit. It's just interesting to look back. $60 for a VCR DVD combo. I don't even think you can buy VCRs anymore at Best Buy. A lot of different DVDs in here. Look at this. E-Machines. Man, E-Machines. That is a computer manufacturer that I have not heard that name in such a long time. 17-inch flat screen monitor. Flat screen CRT. So CRT meaning that the front of the screen is flat, but you got that big old bubble back behind it. What are the specs on this particular machine here? 80 gigabyte hard drive. There's such a shine on here. It's hard to read. DVD CDRW combo. That's nice. You actually really don't see CD drives on computers anymore these days. I wish I could read that. 512 megabytes of RAM. That's incredible to think about where we've come. So that's essentially half a gigabyte of RAM. Just a little bit ago, we were talking about laptops like 20 minutes ago that have 16 gigabytes of RAM in them. That's crazy. This laptop right here, 256 megabytes of RAM. And this is all in the span of 16 years. It's really incredible that we've been able to increase that RAM capacity over that amount of time. Here's the PlayStation 2, $150. Bunch of games, bunch of DVDs, 5 for $25. You really don't see a whole lot of DVDs on sale. Television sets, your 32-inch television set right here. This has the big back on it. Same thing with this 27-inch flat tube stereo TV, flat front, big back, CRT, $179. I mean, geez, weren't we just looking at a 50-inch TV that was $179 on the front of the other Best Buy ad? It's crazy. The little pocket TVs right here. These I kind of miss, being able to pop up the antenna, pulling that over the air signal. This is probably pre-HD TV also. HD TV broadcasters were mandated to broadcast in HD, I think by 2007 or 2009. I can't remember exactly what year it was that over the HD was mandated. But yeah, this little guy right here is probably capable of pulling in those old analog signals. Kind of miss those sometimes. And as you page through, you'll see some other things in here as well. Walkie-talkies, CD players, $15 for a CD player. What? Camcorders? Craziness. Just craziness, I tell you. To think that we've advanced as far as we have in this short amount of time. 16 years, it's not really a ton of time, but it's amazing the leaps we've made. 2004, the iPhone wasn't even out yet. When you scan through this thing, you won't even see an iPhone. You won't see any kind of smartphone in this ad as we look through it. It's just fascinating to look back, like I said. Here are those great deals again. E-machines, HP computer right here, $700. 15-inch flat panel. I remember when flat panel was a big deal. Like if you were able to get a flat panel monitor, thin back, flat screen, boy, that was cool. Those were a big deal. And now, of course, flat panel monitors are the norm. So a little flashback for you here today as we wrap up this happy hour. I forgot to show you I showed you at the beginning. I showed you my drink. I clearly didn't drink a whole lot of my pink lemonade here over this last 38 minutes. Anyway, it's been fun. I want to thank you so much for joining me for another Kevin Talks Tech Live. It's been a real pleasure having you here today. Again, we're going to be continuing these every Monday right here on the Kevin Talks Tech channel. So I really hope that you'll join us and be part of the conversation. And if you got a topic suggestion too, please leave it in the comments. I would be more than happy to take a look at those, see what you want to talk about. I really want to make this as interactive and as fun as possible. So leave me those comments as well. Leave me the feedback. And one other thing I'll mention too, one thing that I'm at least considering, and I would love feedback about this. When I designed this, I tried to do it at a time that would be conducive for our East Coast viewers and our West Coast viewers and everybody in the middle, just like me. So it's 10:38 right now here in Minneapolis, where we're broadcasting from. I know it's 11:38 on the East Coast right now. It's only 8:38 on the West Coast. So I'm looking to find that happy balance at time. And I'm totally open to changing that. If it's a little bit too late for our East Coast viewers, we could dial that back a little bit. But again, I also don't want to be too early for our West Coast viewers as well. So I have considered moving this to 10 o'clock East, 7 o'clock West. If that's something that sounds appealing to you, let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to, like I said, entertain that. With that, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a real pleasure to be live with you here today on Kevin Talks Tech, the happy hour edition. We'll have more videos throughout the course of the week. And I did promise you, we did so much looking at the ads that I forgot to jump in and take a look at the comments. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. You know what? I promised it. I told some people that we were going to be doing comments today, so let me take just 5 minutes. Let me just take 5 minutes and buzz through these comments really quick that I have received here on the page. So stand by for a quick moment while I jump in. I did promise comments. I don't want to break that promise. And we'll take a look and see what people are saying here. So stand by one moment. Here we go. Comments. All right. And I want to see all comments. Okay, here we go. So let me bring up my screen for you so you guys can see what I'm seeing. And we'll buzz through these here real quick. Again, leave your comments throughout the week. We'd be more than happy to answer them on our show. So in relation to the headphones, Scott D says, good video. I found the headphones for $169 tax-free. That's incredible. The Bose QC35-2 headphones for that price point, that's awesome. I should have actually asked him where he got it for that price. If you are watching this, Scott, let us know where you got them because that's a great deal. $199 is the lowest otherwise I've seen. GQ, thanks for the nice comments about the new headphones video. Trevu commenting, how do you connect your PS4 to your television set? Because I put the HDMI in there and I can hear the PlayStation, but I can't hear it. A little confusion in the wording there, whether or not you're hearing or whether you're seeing properly. So a little bit of confusion. We'll work that one out here for you. We'll come back to that question next week just because it looks like a little confusion on the wording. How do you create a new file and organize data with the WD-TV Live Box? So this one I don't have a ton of knowledge on just because it has been a while since I've used my WD-TV Live Box, but they've got a great support hub at WD-TV. And I'd highly recommend going in there and checking that out. I've linked to this article so you can hop in there and look it out. Check it out. Brenda commenting in, Brenda's got a Samsung Smart TV to which she's purchased a DVD player, but the TV just has the HDMI connection and the DVD player has one. I also have my cable box and soundbar connected. Do I have to concern myself with connecting the cable box to the DVD player, or does one have nothing to do with the other? Sorry if my question is confusing. No, not at all. Your question is not confusing, Brenda. Basically, your cable box and your DVD player can be separate from each other. You don't need to connect them to each other. In fact, the setup that I would do is I would have your cable box in one HDMI slot and your DVD player in your other HDMI slot. When you want to watch a DVD, you hit that input button on your TV. It'll take you to the DVD player. When you want to go back to your cable box, you hit input again. It'll go back to the cable box. That's the way that I recommend doing that. Let's see. L, one of my favorite viewers. You learned so much from me. Thank you so much. Always love when you watch the videos. Let's see here. How do you destroy a hard drive? That's a great question. Let's see here. You know what? I'm so sorry. I didn't link to an article that I had just pulled up on that particular topic. So I will go back and link to it. A few things you don't want to do. You don't want to throw it in your bonfire. You don't want to put it in a microwave. I will link back to that article, which has some helpful tips about how to break your particular hard drive. Let's see here. This one we already answered last week. I'll close out with it though, just in case you missed our live video last week. Lead reviewer was asking about having some issues because the Sony DVD player only has 3 color-coded RCA or composite plugs on it, but the new Samsung TV the lead reviewer has HDMI. How do you get the two to talk to each other? My recommendation here is to get a new DVD player, one that does have HDMI on it. Simply being, if your DVD player just has those composite connections on it, it's old. And you can get a DVD player at such a good price point right now, as cheap as $15, $20. It's going to have that HDMI on it. It's going to be brand new. And in addition to that, it might be able to upscale some of those DVD movies a little bit more. A lot of those DVD movies are 480p quality, or might even be as low as 360p. The composite connection is I think it's a 480p quality, which is standard definition. You're not going to get high definition with DVDs, but they may be able to upscale. The DVD player may be able to upscale the quality a bit for you. So you'll get something that looks a little bit closer to HD, even though it's not true HD. All right, some great comments from everybody today. Thank you so much for all the comments. Leave me more comments throughout the course of the week. I try to get in and answer the questions that you have by typing in responses. And then, of course, we always try to answer questions here on the Kevin Talks Tech program throughout the course of the week. Well, it has been great to see all of you here today. Thank you so much for hopping in, whether you're here for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or you stuck around with us for the entire show. It's been great having you here with us today. Leave me your comments throughout the course of the week. Have yourself a great week. I'm going to go and finish off this lemonade, maybe make a few more videos. We'll see you again real soon. We'll leave you with some beautiful imagery of downtown Minneapolis, my hometown, where I am recording Kevin Talks Tech from right now. US Bank Stadium off in the corner there, where the Minnesota Vikings won their game last week. That's a rarity for the Vikings. We'll hope they do it again soon. All right, everybody. Great to see you. We'll catch you again next week.